guys, MB Drift Joe here with
Angelo Argento, Silver Dragon Racing.
Woo!
How you doing?
Doing well, man. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for tuning in, watching. Like I said, here with Ange. I'd like to start off with our first question. Angelo, what's your hometown, man? Where are you from?
I grew up in New York. I moved down to the South when I was a younger man, and we live in Conway now.
Well, that's cool, man. Glad to have you.
Thanks for having us.
All right, let's talk about the Drift Chariot, man. Why don't you give us a little rundown on this guy?
This is a car that I've had for years. It used to be automatic with air. I drove it. It was great, but it just had no power. I think I run out of gas one time because the gauges quit working. So I cut everything out, sold everything, which I realized you don't do that anymore. Anytime you find a car that's unmolested, you keep it. You don't make it into a drift car. But this is Earlene. That's her name. She's been a lesson of love and blood, sweat, and tears. But it's been a fun car. I feel like I'm finally starting to get in full-time driving. Like last year was my full season driving. Used to help these guys for a year. Before that, we were doing freestyle drift. Just trying to grow the sport, and just because it's just so amazing. So amazing to come to MB Drift and to see these guys run these events, and you and Marshall, and when we first started getting into it, I used to ask Marshall all kinds of questions, and he would always take the time to answer them, and always told me the right things. And, every time when I was driving, he'd say, "You gotta get on it quicker, man," or "You gotta do this quicker." You and Nate and all you guys. I mean, all you guys are very approachable. It's just an enjoyable time to come out and drive Earlene.
That's great, man. What kind of motor and setup you got in this?
This one is a 5.3 truck motor, punched out 30 over, LS3 cam. Larry Saxton up in Indian Trail tuned it. It's on a stock ECU. Matt Pollock knuckles. Okay. GK spacers. The back end's real soft, just like my wife's car. They're pretty much set up the same. This setup's a little more aggressive. Joe Love helped me set it up. Okay. So it's pretty aggressive in the rear. Nothing crazy. It's got a fuel cell. Say the LS3. It's pumping 356 to the rear wheels.
Okay. That's good. I mean, that's a good number,
365 torque. That's all you need.
Oh, that's great, man.
Yeah.
And you don't have a T56 behind us, right?
No, I have. I got tired of taking it in and out. I went from a Muncie to Super T10, and now I have a Richmond Super T10, which his name is Bert. So hopefully he'll be better than Smokey was the last transmission. But it's good because I can change it myself. It's only 4-speed, which you never use the other 2 gears, and it's a taller gear, so second is actually almost third gear.
Wow.
And third gear is almost fourth gear.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
So that's probably good for the Speedway and other events.
It's good. Second gear, I tried. Third gear at the Speedway, I got a clutch kick the crap out of it.
Yeah.
Freestyle third gear is hold on.
Nice.
Because the last time we went to freestyle, it was the top of third gear, and it felt amazing.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Any future mods you're looking to do?
Just keep it running. I mean, that's this car. I think that's what people don't realize when you get to this level of a car. I had Pro-Am guys driving them. Actually, Sean Morgan did beat Jonathan Nairn one round at ZMAX, and then it rained. That's claim to fame to this one. Remember that one, Sean? But just keeping it running. These cars, I mean, you guys know that if you get to the level where you're really starting to get good, it takes a lot. You got to always replace shit. You got a new transmission, new clutches, new bearings. I mean, there's always something going wrong with these cars.
Yeah. Well, they take a lot of abuse, so it's understandable. Yeah. It is.
I mean, I've had to weld almost all the bolts on the front end suspension because they come loose. Even the sway bar bolts. I mean, they've ripped out where I've welded plates up in there now. Even on Sean's car.
Wow.
It's taking so much force out of that front end.
It's got to be the most abusive sport, probably except rally. I would think. Other than that, I mean, it's up there with rally, almost.
Because after every event, we bolt check them before the next one, and pretty much every bolt that I haven't welded comes loose.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That is. Well, you're definitely an experienced fabricator and driver. Why don't you give us a little history on on
My
that.
grandfather was a machinist. I grew up in the shop with him. I was like 4 years old, learning how to weld. He was actually a TIG welder, and so I learned how to TIG weld from him. I learned how to fabricate. You know, growing up with not a lot of money, my grandfather taught me how to make stuff out of nothing. And I was amazed as a kid the things that you could make out of nothing, out of raw metal. You know, I didn't use those skills until later on in life. So I worked different jobs and had different businesses and stuff. But it's like now that I have my own shop, you know, I'm pretty much, I feel like I've honed my skills better now, because I'm getting more into the real intricate type fabrication and stuff, and not so much roll cages anymore, and just really building things and making things from an English wheel and the planishing wheels and the hammers and stuff. You know,
That's cool,
nothing.
man.
Yeah,
That
I'm
is
getting back
cool.
into my roots, going back to the motorcycles, you know, kind of building more of those now. You know, just kind of keeping my avenues open. You know, because drifting is great, but there's only a small market of the guys that want to take it to this level. They want
Right.
to go to the Pro-Am level. They want to really step their games up. You know, and the guys that want to do it, the grassroots, you know, to me, that's where all the fun is.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've done the higher events, and I've let other pro drivers drive the cars, and it's exciting, and it's great to see a car that you built yourself and have somebody go out there and drive the crap out of it, you know, before you even drove the car. You know, but to me, it's like, this is where it's at the grassroots level. This is where the fun is. This is where we get to see the younger guys come in and show their skills. You know,
Yeah.
guys like Stacy, and guys like, you know, even Nate back in the day, you know, before, you know, he was like the first guy that I got to see drift and become good, like, you know, within no time.
Right.
And he was killing it,
Yeah.
breaking back windows and, you know, doing all kinds of stuff. And Cornell Williams, I mean, he helped me tremendously. You know, you and Marshall and all you guys, I mean, to me, that's where the love is. You know, not in circle track where nobody wants to help anybody. You know, that's why anything I take off our cars that might be, you know, I don't want to throw it away, I put it in the truck. I put it in the trailer for the races because I know somebody's going to break something. Yeah, it's not a new part, but it may get you enough to get through the end of the day.
Yeah.
Then you'll come back the next day. And to me, I'd rather give it to you than take it to the scrap heap. And
That's
get
great,
nickel
man.
for it.
Now, you guys have always been so supportive. I mean, you know, that's just the name of the game at, you know, the drift events. It's great, man. That's awesome. Well, good stuff. Next up, you want to talk about any achievements personally and some drifting wise, racing?
Personally, just being married to my best friend, you know, her believing in me to get into drifting with me. You know, I was on a different level because I came from a racing background, but she still listened, you know, all those late nights of talking about kinetic energy and roll centers, and, you know, I'm thinking her going, falling asleep, but she really listening. And how I think the achievement of taking somebody that never grew up in a car and teaching her how to build it, saying, okay, we're gonna keep you in a stock street car. You're gonna drive it to the event like we all used to do. You're gonna learn how to do it. When you're not working, you're gonna be in the shop with me putting the car together, because that's how you learn how to drive a car. You know, and then after you drive it, be able to tell me what it's doing so I can help you get it to drive better. You know, and I think to me personally, and drifting, I mean, that's kind of combined. To be able to do things together as husband and wife and have so much fun and no animosity, and come home after an event and get cleaned up and have a beer and sit back and start laughing and talking and be like, you know, have so much fun and be like, man, we can't wait for the next event. I mean, to me, I never had a woman, a wife that was ever into it. So to me, to have somebody that's into it just as much as I am, that knows what she's talking about. I mean, I ain't knocking any of you guys, but my wife knows more than a lot of those guys at the track. And I don't mean that. I mean, just because she's listened to me we've been together almost 20 years. And, you know, I've been racing since I was a kid. So she was listening to me with some kind of form of racing. And now to me, it's starting to pay off because she's taken what everybody's given her, and she's got a car now that's capable of really doing it, and she don't have to drive it to their track. You know, she has her own car, she loads her own car, she has her own truck. You know, to me, that takes the burden off of me because I have this car to worry about. You know, she worries about that car, but we fix it together. And to me, that, and with MB Drift, you know, you guys just opening your arms to us and all the other guys, but just to us over the years, and just being so supportive, and just always smiling, always seeing your face when we used to do the smoke show. I mean, I used to laugh, and have so much fun, and then go back and watch it and go, I don't remember doing that,
Oh, yeah,
because
man.
we were
Oh,
laughing
yeah.
so much,
Oh,
so
yeah.
to me, like I said, it's so many accomplishments, but I mean, you guys, personally, I want to thank you guys just for all the things you guys have done. Going to see you at ZMAX and cheering you on,
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's great though, man. I mean, really to hear that. I mean, you got your own company, your team, with your wife.
Right.
That's really cool, man. That
Yeah.
is quite the achievement.
Yeah.
That was great. You summed up both together. I dig it, man. I dig it. All right. So why do you like drifting? I mean, you kind of talked about it. I mean,
I think I like it because all the other forms of racing I did, it was all focused, and you never really took your hand off the wheel. Where now you're doing all kinds of things in the car, and you're adding style to it.
yeah.
And it's like, I feel like I'm still building, so it's not like in Circle Track or anything else where you got so much prep to get to it, where these cars, once you get to where you feel like you want to, where it feels good, work at your tire pressures and don't try to change anything. Let your style take over. So
Right.
to me, I that's what I enjoy. Just, let go of the steering wheel.
Oh yeah.
Just the 4 or 5 things going on at one time in the car, and it's hard to link a course. I mean, you might get the front end, the back end, but it's just so hard to get that where you exactly want it, where and I think, like I said, this year, now I finally got the car where it's set up, I finally feel like I'm not fighting it anymore. I mean, I'm like this in the car, where before I felt like I was jerking it, now I'm just,
Nice. Just wheeling it, man. I mean,
Wheeling it.
not forcing it, but just letting the car drive.
let it,
putting
and
in
then
your
I'm just
input.
kind of along for the ride.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Like you in the car.
Finally.
That's great.
Years.
That's great, man. All right. So, and why do you like coming to MB Drift events?
Just the camaraderie.
Yeah.
Just I really enjoy the small tire class, watching all the new guys. I enjoyed the big V8 guys last year, Joe and Joey and stuff, but I think now that you guys have brought that back, it's kind of brought the grassroots back, and it makes you bring a smaller tire. It makes you, okay, V8's really not going to grip up, so I got to go with a KA. I got to go with something else. And to me, to see the progression of these new guys, because we've had the same kind of group of
Right.
badass drivers for so many years. Now those guys have moved on, and now we've got a whole new set of completely new people. And to me, it's like, I think I enjoy that the most, to see the progression of all those guys that you guys have helped. We've all helped, but you guys, tremendously, just to give us a venue.
Right.
To me, that's the most, I think, fulfilling thing. You see just guys that come and drive their cars with stuff strapped to the top, like we all used to do.
Oh, yeah, man.
And kill it. And go out there and go, man.
I
You know what
right?
I mean?
Well, I'm glad you liked that. It was a bit of a risk going to 225 class, but I like how you said it brought back that grassroots feel.
Yeah.
And I'm with you, man. When I saw Stacy Bann and Devin Crease do a tandem, and I was so pumped. You know what I mean? What, they got like 200 horsepower apiece?
Yeah.
But they're
Yeah.
linking it up, they're putting down smoke, and you can tell they're having a great time. I mean, I am so happy about that. I mean, I'm happy to see the bigger horsepower guys kill it too, but I don't know, there's just something about seeing someone, they getting it and just learning and just, getting in touch with their car and the other driver and just doing that good tandem, man. I mean,
Yeah, it brings it back to when you guys first started.
Exactly.
06, 07.
yeah.
When they just had a few cars and there was no graphics on it. Everybody had their own wheels that they drove to the race, and they had
Oh,
to
yeah.
save a pair to get home.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
man.
that's what it's about.
That's great, man. So I'm glad to hear that. My last question for you, what would you like to see in the future for MB Drift and yourself?
Freestyle Music Park. It's a great venue. These guys have had two events there, and each one of them has been off the chain. Just like to see promote that. I mean, as well as MB Drift. I mean, that's still, that's like the bread and butter of what you guys started with. But it would be so great to see just that progress into a new Metro lineup or a new ZMAX for us.
Yeah.
It's in our backyard, so we don't
Yeah.
have to drive 4 hours.
No, I
and
hear
spend
you, man.
hotels and all that. You know what I mean?
I know. Good pavement, high mile per hour.
Third
Yeah.
year, fourth year.
I'm with you, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. And what about you, though?
Just to be able to drift in tandem with my wife.
That's
you know,
great.
And to be able to get close and just get, you know, so I know when we get home we're gonna be like, man, did you see that?
Nice.
Did you see this? I mean, to me, that's, especially since I drove that car, that's, you know, that was the first motor we started with.
Right.
You know, we've had that motor since the first event. Yeah, it's not the same internals, but to me, that, you know, that still keeps it grassroots.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, so to me, it's for her to finally step up into that car where she paid her dues. She just didn't jump into a car because we had it. You know, she paid her dues. So to me, that's what I'm looking forward to. It may be next year until we can get, you know, to where we're close, but that's what I'm for.
Nice.
Like.
That's great, man. Thanks so much.
Hey, thank you for having me. Thanks for coming out to our shop in the woods.
Oh yeah. Thank you for having us. I appreciate it.
Anytime, man.
Anything for me? Good?
Just want to say thank you. And from what I heard, you're a great teacher.
Oh, come on now.
I'll
Come on
listen
now.
to him.
Well,
And just keep up the good work.
thanks, man. And thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.